Hello, welcome on in. Tuesday morning, and we are here live 9 a.m. Got things popping up in front of me. Take that one off. I just can't see. Okay, here we are. Not quite as bright in my little room this morning. Normally I have the sun beating in, or at least the light, so it's a little bit dull today. But anyway, here we are, Tuesday morning, the 16th of March, and it's actually my Buzz Chat number 10, which coincides with, in half an hour's time, my weekly discussion number 10 with my careers group. So thank you for watching this, if you're watching this now or if you're watching this later, depending on what your time schedule is. I know a lot of my clients are workers, and so therefore you get to watch things a little bit later on. For those of you who aren't working or who have Tuesday morning off, good opportunity for you to jump on and have a listen. So forgive me, I'm not sure if I can see comments on when I do it on my computer. But anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about yesterday, I posted a post that I was inspired to post because I was heading off to my art group on a Monday, which I thoroughly enjoy. But even when I was working last year on a Monday, I really do enjoy what I do. So the post was, if you missed it, love what you do on a Monday. You know, assuming people are going back to work on a Monday. I know there's a lot of people who perhaps your Monday is your day off too, like me. But the idea was love what you do for your career. And then it got me thinking, there really is only sort of two options when we are, you know, if you love what you do, fantastic. You're probably not sitting here listening to this. You're probably off loving what you do. But if you don't love what you do, I kind of see there's two options. One is stay where you are, and that's always an option I give my clients, because it is the reality of one of the options you can do moving forward is to stay exactly where you are, doing exactly what you're doing. And it's sometimes what people choose, or they don't make any change, so they choose it by default. But one is to stay exactly where you are, and one is to change your career, make some changes. What you don't like, you know, if you can control it, change it. But then when I start to think of stay where you are, that's not just like, oh, well, stay where you are, you know, suck it up, you have to like it. What you can do if you stay where you are and perhaps choose to stay where you are due to other circumstances, is to change your mindset, okay? Now, this can be really, really powerful, and I don't always, you know, it's not always the best option for my clients to change their career totally. Sometimes we just look at changing parts of it, tweaking it, as I say. But you can even make a huge change to how you feel about your Monday without actually even having any sort of career change. And that is just your mindset. So I've seen this with clients where absolutely hate their job, don't even want to go back on Monday. I've got a week off, I've got a week to find something else, just get me out. You know, that kind of hate it. Then they go off and change something, or something else happens within their personal life. And I say, how's your job going down the track? Oh, it's not too bad. And that makes me realize that, you know, the power of that mindset and the power of that happiness, where that happiness is coming from. Quite often people put way too much pressure on their career to make them totally happy. I'll be happy when I'm in the right career. And sometimes that can be true. But sometimes you can be happy when you choose to be happy. So changing your mindset. So it could be things like, you know, often I did workshops in the local 7 local libraries about having a meaningful career. And a lot of people, are looking for that sense of purpose and contribution and meaning to their life. And they think they're going to get that in their career. And some people are lucky enough to do so. But finding a purpose in the role that you've actually already got, have a think about that. I was watching a lady who used to work in Woolworths in Nambour. If you know her, you may know who I'm talking about. This was many years ago. But she would talk to you as if you were best friends. So she was, one of the customer service. She would talk to you as if you were best friends, as if she was your counselor, as if she was absolutely 100% genuine, caring about you and your life. Now that has meaning for her. And it was incredible as a customer. You'd sort of think, oh, okay, she's chatting, it's taking forever. But when you were the one in front of her, oh my goodness, she made you feel amazing. Now that was quite a skill. It's not part of her role to make each customer going through the checkout feel amazing, but she took that on. And, she created meaning in what she was doing. And she was having an incredible impact on the community by just making, you walked out of that shop feeling fantastic. Wow, she gets to go home with that feeling that she was, had that impact. So, you can find that purpose in your role, find that meaning. You might sort of think, oh, this is dull, this is repetitive, this is, I'm not even having an impact in the business. But if you actually step back and look at, everybody's got to have a role. Everybody's doing something that's going to be, offering that service or, creating, a product or creating, working on a project or something. So what is your role? And, if you stopped, sure, if you might be away for a week, the world doesn't collapse. But your actual tasks, what you're doing, will have an impact. It will be, a spoke in that wheel. And so if there is purpose to what you're doing, there really should be, or you shouldn't, no one would be paying you to do it. So try to find the purpose in what you're doing or create meaning, go that extra mile so you feel good as well. The other thing is to sort of look at, okay, perhaps it's not my career. Perhaps I'm really unhappy, but I can only see if I change jobs, that will fix it because that's kind of easy. It's a bit more external. So I'm not a personal counsellor, but sometimes I send people off to go and get personal counselling to kind of find that happiness and find that sort of, joy within, or release anger or release, some really limiting beliefs so that they can sort of then come back and head into that career with less pressure on the career to kind of fix everything. So the second part to mindset, so one is find purpose, two is to, perhaps have a look at just life in general and how you're feeling and how you could make an impact to that, bringing some joy back into your life on the weekends so that, it's like, oh, I can get through Monday to Friday because on the weekends I'm going camping, or on the weekends I'm playing music, or I'm going to do some art or do something that I enjoy doing. They happen to be the things I enjoy doing. So bringing in sort of looking at your life and how life in general, because career and life, they're intermixed. And, and they're not really separated. So when you're happy in your job, you're usually happy in life and vice versa. So see if we can sort of top up the joy and happiness in outside of work so that work is sort of, it's manageable. It's, you can find a bit more joy in work as well. And the third thing was to sort of just look at mindset in general. So, really trying to catch those thoughts. Oh, I hate my job. I hate what I do. I'm not having any impact. Blah, blah, blah. So catching those beliefs and thoughts before they sort of take over and go, you know what, I'm pretty lucky to have a job. It's, times of COVID where a lot of people don't have a job. In about 13 days, there could be a lot of people who don't even have that JobKeeper income or a job. So, trying to be a bit more, I guess, look on the grateful sort of side of things. I have a job, it's close to home. Try and find the positives in that workplace. I was just reading on a Facebook post and someone said, hate my job, and then they sort of looked at what they do like about it, and it was ticking quite a few boxes. It was flexible hours, I didn't have to work on the weekends, got to sort of pick up my children, like there were some really good things about that job which I thought, oh, you're going to be pretty hard to find that again in another career for that sort of income. So try to see your positives. If you can choose to stay where you are, see the positives in your workplace. What else could it be? It's close to home. I get a lunch break, or they allow me to work through my lunch break and leave early. I get to take holidays when I want to, extended holidays. I was talking to someone the other day, and they'll work hard when they're here, but then they know that they can, have a month off and go traveling. It pays well. If you sort of step out and look at other roles, it's like, well, that's not going to pay as well as I've got. So if you're choosing to stay, try to find those positives. It could be, I have a really good colleague. Because when you don't have a really good colleague, that can have a huge impact on how much it might be the perfect role. I've seen that where the role is perfect, the tasks are perfect, the industry is perfect, but the team, they've chosen to quit because they absolutely hate it. It's miserable to go to work. So sometimes that team, if that's important to you, and you've got a good team, that's quite nice to hang on to too. So try and see some really good positives about your job. I hate in my, self-employment is all the marketing. And I can really get my head in a spin, marketing, when you've got your own business. But then flip side of that, I can have a day off when I need to. I can be there for my daughter or any events or school events. I've got enormous amounts of freedom. I can do whatever I want whenever I want. And I get to sort of just do work to my strengths. So, there's always going to be, as I call it, a back end. There's always going to be a slightly negative side to a role that's perhaps not perfect. Might be a perfect role, but I've got to travel 50 minutes to get there. So weigh it up a little bit. And these are all good things to sort of go through before you choose to perhaps leave your career. Because otherwise it might be, this career is terrible, I hate this job, I'm going to move, you come over here, oh, this one's terrible, I hate this job, and you're repeating. So all of what I just went through is worthwhile steps, even if you do choose to go option 2, which is change your career. So just to recap, option 1, stay in the career you're in, stay in the job you're in. What's your mindset in general? Catch those beliefs. Have more sort of gratitude and look at the amazing things about your job that you do have. Totally different mind frame. You go through that on your way to work. When you walk in there, it's going to be a whole lot better. Not saying for everybody, but it could be for you. Second one is to find some purpose and meaning in what you do. Bring something more to it. There's no rules about only doing, the tasks that they've set. Bring a little bit more to it that's going to make it a bit more purposeful for you, a bit more fulfillment. And the third one, check what's happening in your life. Bring a bit more joy into your life so that work is, you're happy when you walk in. Now, option 2 is to, particularly if you've gone through all that and you're still like, this is not working for me. Option 2 is to leave your career and leave your job and go to something else. So go through all those steps because that's going to give you a bit of insight. And then also to have a look at, while you're still in that job, is to have a look at, it's much better to apply for jobs when you're already working. So if you can sort of hang in there while you transition, that's going to make it a bit more impressive on a resume. Currently working here. So you're employable and you're a bit more appealing. So while you're in that job, have a look at, what do I love? What do I hate or dislike? When am I feeling alive in this job? And what tasks do I do where I feel a bit sort of drained and, when you start to hate the job? And it might be little tiny things. I love our Monday meetings where I get to sort of collaborate. The 1 hour of the week where I get to work with other people, that's when I feel alive. Or it might be, I love when I've left that meeting and get to go and work by myself on a project a week. So whatever it might be for you, but really have a good look at the job you're in and previous jobs as to what you love, what you don't, when your energy comes up and you're just like, oh, I'm fire, I can't wait to get into this, that, or even look around you, what's things that you think you enjoy doing in your workplace. Sometimes when we look at what we like and what we don't like, when I get clients to do that, they actually find that they don't mind where they are. So they end up staying once we just see things differently. So looking at sort of what you think is missing, and this is where the counselling comes into my part of the role, is because sometimes what we think is missing is actually kind of missing inside of us or missing in life in general, rather than just in our career. But, sometimes this is where the shoulds come in. I get some people who haven't studied a degree. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Seinfeld reference there, but it's only what people feel okay with. So they don't have a degree and they feel like for the last 20 years they should have. Now, should's a pretty damaging word in careers, that they feel like they should have had a degree. They should have that sort of professional career. And so a lot of that comes back to their beliefs and their mindset that, it's like, well, should you? What do you think you would have in a job that's got that career or a job that's got that trade when you didn't ever get your apprenticeship? What is it you think you're missing? And it's really important to sort of have a really good look at that, because often we bring forward other people's opinions. And these come from our loving parents, as I'm probably now doing to my teenager. But, what beliefs are coming through from our parents, family, school from 20, 30 years ago, maybe a career counsellor you went to 20, 30 years ago, but or society in general. But what around us is making us feel like we should be doing something different? Okay, so that's really important to have a look at. What you feel like you might be missing, you might not be actually missing. You just think you are because of everybody else's beliefs. So it's worth sort of stopping and looking and working out what's driving this career change. Why do I want to have this career change? What do I think it will bring me? And it may very well be a perfect, brilliant idea to change your career, but I just make sure people are sort of doing it for the right reasons. Otherwise, you're still going to feel the same in the next one. And then, if you choose, okay, yep, it is a good idea to change a career. So how am I going to go about it? Am I going to be studying, or am I going to be doing an apprenticeship or a traineeship or internship? If you've finished studying, am I going to do some volunteering? How am I going to take those steps into my new career? What am I willing to do? Financially, what can I do? Some people don't have the luxury of just quitting their job and taking 3 years off to study. So really look at sort of, what am I willing to do? And then you can start sort of considering what sort of career would be suitable for you. But I just wanted to go through that sort of interim. There's a lot of thinking, there's a lot of processing, there's a lot of feeling, there's a lot of reflecting before you even start to consider changing your career. And I hope that's helped you this morning. I apologize if there's comments and I haven't been able to see them on my computer here. If there's comments in there, I will respond after. But thanks for joining if you're watching now or later. And drop me a message. You'll see this across over on YouTube. So love you to subscribe to my YouTube channel, and get in contact or let me know in the comments if there's something else you'd like me to talk through. I hope you found it really helpful. It's not always the best option to change careers, as that's coming from a career counsellor. So, have a good look at why and how you're feeling about where you are. And there's lots of change happening around us in the world of work, so really important to be doing that now, this especially. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Don't forget to subscribe to the Buzz Career Counselling YouTube channel, and I'll see you next time for Buzz Chats number 11. Bye.